Get started here. This man standing to my right, my immediate right, you can't miss him. He is making his valiant and triumphant return to the 21 convention stage. He came by last year, and he's excited to be in Orlando. I know he's hopped a couple flights to get here, so he's a little exhausted, but we're gonna have to pry him from this stage. He's really excited to speak. So I hope you guys get a lot out of it. This is the head of PUA Training US, Adam Lyons. Take it away.
Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So here we are, back in Orlando. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to talk to you guys about today. Some are just my basic observations. Some of it, I found, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I do a lot of these talks, right? I travel around the world and I go to all these different public speaking summits, and people talk a lot of fluff, don't they? Like, it's something that I've noticed. Like, you'll sit there listening to someone chat for an hour, and the actual content that you can pull away that's useful for you is pretty much useless, right? And there's a reason for that, I'm sure of it, and I'm sure that reason is they're going to sell you a great product at the end of it that's going to have all of that great information in that they kind of hinted about. So I want to, fuck everybody up by changing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys two very specific topics, and I'm going to try and teach them in their entirety. I don't plan on selling you guys anything, but what I do want to do is give you a whole bunch of free stuff on top of the two lessons. So the only website that I want you to take note of, is like to write down, is www.puatraining.com/under21. I spoke to Gambler in the UK, and I've got them to give away a whole bunch of their really expensive paid material for you guys. You can just go on there, and that will be unique for you. Nobody else on the website knows about it. It's only for the people in this room. You can get all that stuff for free. And that's specifically for the under 21 guys. And then, like I said, during the talk, I want to take you guys through two topics that I'm kind of in love with at the moment, that I want to teach. And the first of these topics is the one I'm going to start with, which is closing. Now, there is a massive problem in this community, right? And I noticed it a couple of years ago. And the problem that I had a couple of years ago was that dudes didn't hang around with girls. They just hung around with other guys. I came out and I said it. I stood on stage. I'd been in the community for a while. No one knew who I was. Some idiot gave me a microphone and let me speak on stage. And as soon as I went up there, I went, you guys are all fools. None of you hang around with girls. You go out with guys and speak to guys, but none of you hang around with girls. And since being in the community, the more I've looked at it, the more I've analyzed it, I've realized there is a new problem. Serial openers. Guys that run around opening, right? Now, I mean this in the nicest way. I really don't want to pick on somebody because he seems like a genuine guy, but there was a minute before I came up, the guy that's emceeing said, has anyone got any great stories that happened last night? And this guy goes, yeah, this opener I used. And he told this story of this opener. And it was a funny opener. He's like, put his hand over it, that was me. It was like, who lies more, a fish or a chicken? And like, it's funny, okay, I get it. But that was the end of the story. He opened. And I see it. I go to these venues, and I see these pooers running around, opening people. And they're so serious about it. Dude, I got a guy emailed me. I beat my level. I opened 1,000 sets last week. Like, you opened 1,000... Basically, you irritated 1,000 women. That's what you did. You went up to them and you spoke at them for a while, and then you left. Like, they're so concerned with how many they open. I had people email me, Adam, I've got this problem. I opened this girl using this line. What do you think I should use? On boot camps, do you know what most PUA instructors consider a demo? If you open. Before I got married, when I demoed, I did it specifically to close. I'd make out with the chick. I'd look at the student and go, did you see how easy that was? They'd be like, uh-huh. That was my idea of a demo. It's not an open. But other pools are like, well, you should be able to just randomly go up to people and open them. No, you shouldn't. That's opening. That's annoying. That's irritating. Don't open people if you're not going to do anything with it. Close. And that's a massive issue. That's a problem that the community has. And I wanted to address it. Before I do, I want to warn you about some of the hazards of closing. Now, I know that a lot of my really good friends love my stories on stage, and some of them have heard this one. I think the majority of the people in this room won't have. I'm going to warn you in advance. If you have a little bit of a sickly stomach, if you're somebody that doesn't like graphic descriptions, you probably want to put your fingers in your ears for this next story. And I want to tell you about the hazards that come from closing, okay? I met this girl, gamed her very well, And we eventually end up back in my place. Now, there are a number of little, what I love is how all different events come together to cause problems. I don't know if you guys know this. You go, oh, I'll just do that, that doesn't matter, and oh, I've got that going on. But when they come together, everything falls apart. And in this one particular instance, I thought everything was great. I brought the chick home. She was ready for a same night lay. It's all right, not bad. And I'd just perfected my squirting technique. So I'd learned how to successfully make pretty much any girl squirt. Now you'd think this would be a really good combination, right? But I added another factor, because you know, you got to do that. My flatmate wasn't in. And I thought, you know, it'd be really funny. It would be to do it on his bed. So, not that my bed was full, my bed was empty, I just, you know, wanted to do it on his. If he is watching the video, Amog Scott, I love you very much. Although he doesn't know this happened, as you're about to find out. So, she's lying on the bed, and normally when a girl's squirting, I get them lying on their back, right? But I thought, again, I'll add something else to this mix. Let's get on all fours. Why not? All fours squirting, it sounds like fun. What I'd effectively created, without knowing it, was some kind of rudimentary projectile device. Because she's on all fours, right? With her ass up in the air. And so I'm going at it. Don't watch, but yeah, I'm going at it. And suddenly she goes, oh my God, I'm going to come. I'm like, no, that's okay, it's supposed to happen. Don't worry about it, relax, let it happen. So she does, and she squirts straight out the back of her, across my mate's bed. Now, I kind of knew that was going to happen. It was kind of going to be funny, you know. What I didn't expect was for her to come on at the same time. And so she had period stains all over the bed that squirted out the back of her. And that's quite possibly the most gross thing that ever happened to me in the game. And you think I'd be proud, right? I closed. Same night lay. Great. Not so great, actually. Funny enough. Closing has problems, okay? You're worried about opening? Be worried about the closing problems. They're more expensive, okay? You have to pay for cleaning bills and stuff. Like, closing problems are much harder. But closing is where the fun is. Closing is where the funny stories happen. Opening, you're really not doing anything. You're just running around speaking to girls.